Honorable President of Armenia, His Excellency Vahagan Khachaturian. Honorable Prime Minister of Armenia, His Excellency Nikol Pashinyan. Honorable President of the National Assembly, His Excellency Alen Simonyan. Honorable Minister of Foreign Affairs of Armenia, His Excellency Ararat Mirzoyan. Esteemed ministers, parliamentarians, ambassadors, colleagues, and friends, welcome to the inaugural edition of the Yerevan Dialogue. It is a true honor to stand before you today to introduce what promises to be a groundbreaking event, a platform that, in its inception, offers diversity as a key attribute of the dialogues it incubates. This year, I am delighted to welcome our beloved overseas guests from 61 countries. Our panel discussions will witness voices from 42 countries. And most importantly, 40% of our panelists this year are women. It's a good start. And on behalf of the organizers, I can confirm that we seek parity in the year ahead. We are gathered here in Yerevan, a city steeped in history and rich in culture, but more importantly, a city that is emerging as a beacon of dialogue and innovation. Armenia stands at a crossroads, much like many other parts of the world, facing profound changes and challenges. But in this time of uncertainty, we also see tremendous opportunities that we hope to seize through the conversations that will take place over the next 2 days. In Armenia, there's a saying, "The guest is a gift from God." It is in this spirit that we welcome you all. For those of you who are visiting Armenia for the first time, welcome. For those of you who have been here before, welcome back. We hope you will feel the mystical energy that flows from our ancient monasteries and the majestic presence of Mount Ararat, which has stood as a symbol of resilience and hope for centuries. May you be inspired by the warmth of our people and the depth of our traditions. This dialogue, though held in Armenia, is for the world. It brings the world's debates to our doorstep, and we are privileged to have you all here to share your insights and wisdom. Over the next 2 days, as we explore the emerging international order, the future of connectivity, green transitions, digital societies, and the future of work, let us remember that the solutions we seek will shape not only this country or this region, but the entire globe. Before we dive into these crucial discussions, I would like to acknowledge the Ministry of Foreign Affairs of the Republic of Armenia and their partners from India, the Observer Research Foundation. Their tireless efforts over the past months have brought together this incredibly impressive lineup of thinkers, speakers, and contributors. We are indeed delighted and extremely honored that this effort is recognized by the presence of His Excellency, the Honorable Prime Minister of Armenia, Nikol Pashinyan. Prime Minister, your leadership of one of the largest transformations in modern Armenian history has been remarkable. You have steered this nation through a rapidly changing political landscape, and your presence here today epitomizes the significance of this dialogue. Your being here means a lot to the organizers and confirms to them that their efforts are well appreciated and contribute to your own vision, Your Excellency. Without further ado, I invite you, Honorable Prime Minister, to deliver your opening remarks.
Honorable guests, I will speak Armenian, so please take earphones. Հայաստանի Հանրապետության մեծարգո նախագահ,
Honorable President of the Republic of Armenia,
հարգելի ներկաներ,
dear
ողջունում եմ
guests, I
Երևան
welcome you to the Yerevan dialogue,
եւ հիմնումը։
and I commend the launch and the founding of this conference. Obviously, Yerevan Dialogue is an important platform for discussing questions of the international and regional agenda, to share thoughts, to propose ideas. And I wish to immediately address the question that is perhaps of greatest interest to this audience. Is durable and lasting peace in the South Caucasus region possible? Is it realistic? This, of course, is a question to be answered by not only the Republic of Armenia. I will try to answer our share of the question, and I will answer it from the standpoint of the Republic of Armenia. Thus, durable peace in the South Caucasus is not only possible, but also realistic. Let me now present a few key points to substantiate our position and justify why I think so. And we also need to find how to change this. First, of course, I need to turn firstly to the negotiations on a peace agreement between Armenia and Azerbaijan. You've recently heard much that 50% of the peace agreement has been agreed upon. There have been statements about it at different fora, and in practice, let me tell you what that means. In the current draft of the peace agreement, with the current results, the draft's preamble and 13 articles have been fully agreed upon, and 3 further articles, which each consist of about 2 sentences, are partly agreed. And to be more specific, one of the sentences of these 2 articles is agreed, the other sentence is not agreed. The Republic of Armenia, taking into account that the agreed articles of the peace agreement between Armenia and Azerbaijan actually contain the internationally accepted core provisions for establishing relations, we propose to take what is currently agreed, to sign it, to have a fundamental document, and then to continue discussions of the other questions, especially because in one of the agreed articles of the peace agreement, the article stipulates a mechanism that enables both sides, the Republic of Armenia and the Republic of Azerbaijan, through a joint mechanism to continue the negotiations. Let alone that the currently agreed part of the peace agreement obviously contains a provision on establishing diplomatic relations between Armenia and Azerbaijan, and therefore we can opt for these solutions. We propose this publicly, and I want to reiterate my willingness, our willingness to sign in the nearest possible time frame the agreed text of the peace agreement. The next important topic is, of course, the process of delimitation between the Republic of Armenia and the Republic of Azerbaijan, and we have had considerable progress here, as manifested in the fact that the relevant commissions of Armenia and Azerbaijan recently signed the regulation on the joint activities of the delimitation commissions. The regulation states or contains what the parties had declared on April 19 of this year as a result of the 8th meeting of the commissions in the statement that was published after the meeting. So, reference to the Almaty Declaration as the basic principle for the delimitation process. And it states that in the delimitation process, the sides will be governed by the Almaty Declaration. For those colleagues who wish or need to be informed in greater detail, I want to highlight that the Almaty Declaration was signed by a number of former Soviet republics, including Armenia and Azerbaijan, and that declaration contains two important provisions for the topic at stake. The first provision is this: that the Soviet Union shall cease to exist. And the second is that the countries that signed the Almaty Declaration recognize and respect each other's territorial integrity and the inviolability of the existing borders. Now, this is a very important foundation. If we were to interpret this, the relevant provision of the Almaty Declaration would mean that the Republic of Armenia and the Republic of Azerbaijan mutually recognize each other within the territories of the relevant Soviet republics, as is currently noted in Armenia and Azerbaijan. According to the agreement, this regulation is now going through domestic procedures in Armenia and Azerbaijan, approval, and I trust that at least in Armenia we will do everything to finalize this regulation. Our government has now adopted the draft, sent it to the Constitutional Court for checking its constitutionality. The next important topic for evaluating the situation in our region and establishing durable peace is, of course, the opening of regional communications. And I hope that you are aware of the Crossroads of Peace initiative adopted by the government of Armenia. This project is about communications between Armenia and Azerbaijan, railway, roads, potential cables, gas pipelines, electricity lines, other communication channels, but also that there will be a similar development between Armenia and Turkey. Of course, the Crossroads of Peace is important for us for another reason. With this project if implemented, we will be able to connect with the Islamic Republic of Iran via railway, and understandably and obviously the relationship with Iran is very important for us. We will be able to connect by railway also with Turkey, with Europe, with Russia, and of course also Azerbaijan will be able, via the territory of Armenia, to have a rail connection with Turkey, the Islamic Republic of Iran, and of course what is also important here is the railway and road connection between Nakhichevan and the rest, the main part of Azerbaijan, via the territory of Armenia. As is clear from the project, we stand ready to provide that communication, but we must also note that currently Nakhichevan does have transport connection via the territory of Iran, via the territory of Turkey, the Autonomous Republic of Nakhichevan of Azerbaijan is connected with the outside world. We stand ready at any time to engage in the implementation of this project, including the transport communication between Nakhichevan and the main part of Azerbaijan. Moreover, for about 2 years, there's a draft government decree in or around the agenda of the Armenian